Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back inside the StreamYard Studios once again for a very exciting interview. But before we have Miss Shayna on, I just want to send a couple of quick shout outs real quick. First of all, if you guys want to get yourselves some fighting now gear, head on over to the link in my bio down there on Instagram because MMA has been doing so well with our merchandise, and we cannot thank them enough for all that they're doing, for not only for myself, but of course many other fighters out there. So if you guys want to go get yourself some fighting now merch, head on doing that by heading over to the Fight Now page on Instagram. Click the link in my bio, and of course, once again, we have to send, of course, some shout outs with, at Brawling's Babes with Brittany. Of course, me and her, we're working on something very special for y'all. Schedule's been very busy for the both of us, but we got something coming up in y'all's way, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited about this one because ever since I met her, she's been doing so incredible. As of this past Friday, she won her sixth fight. She is currently 6-0 as a professional boxer. Please help me welcome the beautiful, the amazing Miss Shayna Foppiano.
Hey guys,
Hey,
thanks for having me.
how are you doing, girl?
I'm doing awesome. I feel great.
Awesome, awesome. Of course, once again, I gotta say congratulations on your win this past Friday. How you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. I feel super excited about what's to come.
Uh, I mean, pretty much, 6-0 as an undefeated boxer. We'll get a chance to talk about that, and of course, many more. But yeah, I want to get things started with, with what we do as far as, in this, sport. You as a boxer, me as an interviewer, we all get inspired by doing so many incredible things. But what inspired you to start doing boxing?
So I actually got into boxing because I had very low self-esteem and I was bullied growing up. So for me, it was more or less just kind of I was looking for something to help me build myself up again after just a lot of years of feeling like just low. I was just in a bad place when I was a kid, and my mom saw that, and she signed me up for boxing. I didn't really have any intention of wanting to hurt anyone or be in a fight. I had nothing, nothing like that. But she thought, you know what, go see if it'll help you, and it really did. And then I fell in love with it.
It's kind of crazy how boxing helps us out in so many ways for those who go through domestic abuse, abusive relationships, and of course you had low self-esteem, and all of a sudden your mom brought you to a very exciting sport, and here you are undefeated, and you're loving it so many ways, right?
Oh yeah, so many ways.
Of course, shout out to your mom because if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't be able to get a chance to do something that you love. So shout out to mom, and of course, shout out to
Absolutely.
everyone who is supporting you, doing so many incredible things. And of course, we want to get a chance to talk about your gym, Sony's boxing and fitness. I mean, they've trained you to become the boxer that you are. I mean, talk about how much that gym means to you.
Oh man. So I've actually only been with Sunny's boxing gym since like June, I would say. So just the summertime. And the second I walked in, and let me just say, I've been to a lot of different boxing gyms throughout my career. And since the second I walked into Sunny's, it felt like such a family atmosphere. Like everyone welcomed me right in. And just like, when you just have a great feeling about something, you just know something good's going to come out of it. I felt that immediately. And the owner, Danny, who is now my coach, was gave me a huge hug the second I walked in and made me feel super welcome, and the rest of the team did as well. So um, it's it's not just like a boxing team; it's truly a family at Sunny's.
Oh, yeah, and of course, something I got to talk to our viewers about is that if you have a local gym, doesn't matter if it's boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, if you like it, go be a part of it because trust me when I tell you, just like you saw with Shayna, I mean, it's helped her out in so many different ways, not only on the physical aspects, but of course mentally. So if you guys want to go give it a try, I encourage everyone to get out of their couch and go do something that I think you'll love because it can help you out in the long run for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It's pulled me out of some really dark places. I've dealt with depression, I've dealt with anxiety, like I said, self-esteem issues, all that stuff I've dealt with. And boxing helped me dramatically with all those things. Like if it weren't for boxing, I feel like I wouldn't be the place I am right now, mentally. No way.
And hands down. And of course, something that we gotta get a chance to ask you about is that when it comes to training, there's great parts about training, there's amazing parts about training, but then there's always been the hardest parts about training. So from your perspective, what's been the hardest part about training?
Um, I will admit I'm not a big fan of running, but it's something that you have to do to keep your conditioning up. So, um, yeah, running is probably my least favorite thing, and I would say also just like the discipline of not being able to go out and like go out to dinner all the time and not be able to spend all the time you can with family and friends because you have to train or all those things definitely are tough, but I just keep reminding myself that, like, you have such a short window, whether it's, God willing, the next 4 or 5 years, 6 years, like however many years I have left in the sport, like it's such a short window that I would rather sacrifice it all now and reap the benefits and hopefully become a legend in the sport.
I think you're already a legend enough. I mean, starting off with 6-0. So I think something I think that it's not just all fighters. Of course, everyone I feel like needs to have some sort of discipline because if you truly love the sport, you gotta have discipline, whether you like it or not. It's like if somebody invites you to a Super Bowl party, it's like you can't because you got to go training. I mean. You gotta make some decisions that's really tough, and of course, hopefully your friends and family will understand. But you gotta
Hmm.
do what's best for yourself, especially with your career.
Absolutely. And I feel like for me personally, like I know that if I slip up even just a little bit, even if no one sees, like if I slip up and have a little bit of cake or I have, a drink or something, like I know mentally in my head that I did that. And I'll take that into the ring with me. When times get tough and you want to give up, you want to, in your mind, know that you did absolutely everything you could in that training camp to be the best you could in there. So for me, it's no question. I'm very, very disciplined. I don't let myself slip up because it will affect me mentally. And I will know that I did something wrong in camp. I'll remember.
Yeah, I think it's very rare for a fighter to get a chance to talk about, how much, they're willing to work, not only just physically, of course, mentally, because I don't think a lot of people really realize that it's more than just the physical aspects when it comes to training. It's also mentally, because y'all got to go through weight cut. Y'all got to pretty much
Mhm.
go through so much more than a person can imagine. So I got to tell you, I respect you so much as not only as a boxer, but of course as a person, because I can imagine what all you go through so much daily, both the physical and the mental aspects. And you have my respect on everything that you do because it
Thank you.
takes so much to go through what you're going through just to be able to rise up to the top.
It really does, but it's so worth it. Like a lot of people are like, I can't imagine. I don't understand why you do or how you do what you do. But when you have that feeling, that feeling, it really is so worth it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, when it comes to your career, you faced a lot of incredible opponents, a lot of amazing women, but yet there's been one that's been pretty much got the best of you, especially in your career. So, who would you say has been the toughest that you fought against?
Hmm. So I would say, like, for different reasons. So I felt like I had a challenge the first time I fought Sarah Click. So this fight on Friday was a rematch. So the first time I fought her, I found her to be a very tough opponent. And then I also found Raquel Santos, her name was, to be a tough opponent as well. Excuse me, I thought she was really game. She was a hard hitter. She was tough as nails, but I will say recently, shout out to Leanne O'Malley. She was tough, 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 tough. No matter what I threw at her, she wasn't backing down. And I have to give her credit for that. She was a really tough opponent. She was game. She came in with a game plan. And I mean, she was a great girl in general, but she was probably most recently the toughest opponent I've had.
And of course, shout out to Leanna O'Malley because she's such an amazing boxer. You guys had
Mhm.
a tremendous fight, back a couple months ago, and I think a lot of people could say that was hands down fight of the night because y'all two never gave up. Y'all kept swinging. One took the hardest
Oh
shot,
yeah.
the other one took another. So I gotta say congratulations on you two on such a phenomenal fight. And if you guys have not got a chance to go do that, go watch it. It was an amazing fight between two incredible ladies and two incredible boxers.
Thank you so much.
And you're very welcome, very welcome. So I stutter a lot, so my apologies. So when it comes to the sport, there's a lot of great things that we love about it. It's either get a chance to punch somebody, or it's because we get a chance to do something that we all known and love to do. But yet, there's one thing I know you have to love about the sport. So from your perspective, what's something about the sport that you love so much?
So I think there's two things that like really stand out to me when you ask that question. The first thing is that I feel like I'll never learn everything there is to know because it's such a complex sport. I think people don't realize exactly how much goes into this sport. It's not just aimlessly throwing punches, rock'em sock'em robots. It is truly, truly a chess game. So I love that I'm always learning and that I'll never stop learning. So that's the number one thing I love about it. But I also really love, um, I love to see how it impacts other people's lives, and that's, young, old, male, female, literally everyone. It will change anybody's life when they really commit to it. Like, it can truly, truly change someone's life. So I think, one, just the fact that, there's never you're never going to stop learning, and two, the way that it changes people's lives.
Something I think about is that when it comes to fighting in the ring, you have a lot of eyes, and of course, the younger generations are looking up to you, thinking, "Mommy, I want to be just like Shayna. I want to be able to fight somebody and to be able to say, hey, I can be able to do something." Do you ever just feel like that you're inspiring so many younger generations right now?
Oh my God, I have to say, like, that's the one thing for me, like, that really, really, really gets me going, gets me emotional, gets me fired up. So, um, coming into Sunny's, there's a few young girls that come in, and sometimes, I'll be training and I look over in the corner of my eye and they're just staring at me and my other female teammates, and it's the most unbelievable, incredible feeling. And it almost makes me, like, it doesn't almost make me, it makes me train harder that day to see them watching me. And right before I stepped into the ring on Friday, I thought about this one particular little girl that comes into Sunny's, and I thought to myself, like, this is so much more than just about me. Like, I envisioned her, and I envisioned her watching me, and how much of an impact I can potentially make on her life. And if she chooses to do this in the future, like, if I can even affect that and make her even want to do that and believe that she's capable of doing it, like, that's huge for me. That's a big
Yeah.
deal. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
it's all about.
absolutely. And that's one thing I can say is that when it comes to the younger generation, they can look up to so many things. And of course, and what we're seeing right now in the women's boxing, there's so many incredible things happening. I mean, just think about this though.
Mhm.
Last year at London, an all
Oh,
women's
yeah.
boxing card. I mean, you talk about this though is that women are making so many incredible step ups in the sport of boxing to MMA. I mean, everywhere you go, it's like you see women having a platform. Women get a chance to be the headline, and I'm
Yes.
so proud that you get a chance to be a part of that because don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. The men are doing an incredible job with what they're doing today, but to me though, and this is something I've always loved to see, especially growing up here in West Virginia, is that it's about time to see the women finally get a chance to have the opportunity and the spotlight that you deserve, to say the least. So I got to say congratulations on what you're doing, and I'm so glad you get to be a part of this generation of many more incredible boxers that is yet to come.
Thank you so much. I think, like, the females really feel the need to push harder than ever right now, because we need to show the world that we are capable of putting on a show just like the guys are, and we're worthy of the three-minute rounds, and we're worthy of the money that the men are making too, because we work just as hard, if not harder, in the gym, and that I see every day.
And something that I've also thought about is that y'all also deserve to be the headline, the main event when it comes to these big arenas, especially like I think last year at Madison Square Garden, that fight happening. I mean, there's so many incredible arenas in this world that we need to say, hey, the women are going to be the main event. The women are going to get a chance to shine and have that opportunity to have that platform. So really, truly, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing incredible
Thank you.
things. And of course,
Thank
something I've always got to think about this is that I'm not afraid to admit this that when it comes to somebody who has depression, anxiety, and self harm, there's a lot of
you.
times that I look up to y'all and just think about this. So is that you guys are an inspiration. You guys are inspiring. You guys are not only warriors in the ring but also outside the ring. And the sport can help you out in so many ways. And I've also talked about this as I'm trying not to get emotional here. Is that one thing I say is that this sport is like a welcome family. It doesn't
Yes.
matter who you are. I don't care if you went through a lot. I don't care all the hell that you went through because this sport is a lifesaver. So
It
there's
is.
anybody that is watching this right now, if you are watching this and you're struggling with depression, anxiety, whatever it may be, I'm telling you right now, and I apologize, but I want to get a chance to help those that need help because really, truly, this sport, if you're an interviewer, if you're a boxer, it doesn't matter. This sport will help you out in so many ways. And my point is that this goes to my next question: is that how much has the sport helped you out mentally?
I just, like, unbelievably, like, more. More than I can really say. I mean, I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not typically very open about my emotions. I have a hard time opening up about those things. But what I will say is that before I started at Sunny's in June, I went on a short retirement. And during that time, I wasn't boxing, I wasn't training. And I was extremely depressed. And honestly, I didn't feel like I had purpose. Like I felt like I lost my purpose in life. And it took me kind of taking a step back to realize how important boxing was for me and just my mentality and like how badly I needed it in my life. And I truly felt it in my soul that it was my destiny, that I wasn't done yet. And it just kept pulling me and pulling me and pulling me back in. And then that's what, I ended up going to Sunny's, and my world made a complete 360 from the second I stepped through those doors.
Yeah, and it's something I've always also thought about is that when it comes to the sport, if you guys don't follow with the fight now, it's more not only just about the female fighters, but of course myself is that I always want to get a chance to shine my light to where it needs to be shined because to me is that at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're a fighter, an interviewer, a cameraman, a person that's selling hot dogs in the fifth row. We are all go through something at some point in our life. So if there's
Mhm.
anybody that's watching this live or will watch it later on, I encourage you guys is that if you guys go through a dark place and that you don't know what to do, first of all, go get help because we need you. Second of all, is that if there's a gym that is anywhere near you, when you walk through those doors, and this is something that I want to get a chance to add on to what Shayna says, that you may or may not get a chance to know these people that you're about to meet, but they'll know you more than any other person out there, and they'll become more of a family than their own family. So
Yes.
I encourage anybody that if you're watching this live, we all need you, and I cannot stress this enough. Is that after what happened pretty much over a month ago with Victoria Lee, an 18 years old, passing away. I don't want to see anybody in the sport to feel like that the best thing to do is to give up. So first of all, just know that your voices are mattered. You matter. So please go do something. Go be a part of this great, incredible, dysfunctional family that is known for fighting. Because
Yep.
while you see these people go into weigh-ins, talk all the trash, there's also other people that will actually show respect and
Yep.
show you that there is friends who you may even meet as opponents will become your best friends by the end of the day, end of the week, end of whatever. So my point is that go be a part of the sport, go be a part of this community in so many ways. I think Shana can agree with me on that.
Oh, 100%. And I hope and pray that there is a place like Sunny's out there for everyone, because I know there will be. And I feel like boxing, the reason that, how do I say this? When somebody fights, I feel like there's something inside of them, right? They have some demons or they've gone through something. There's something that makes them want to get in there and fight, because it's not like a normal thing to do. Do you know what I mean? It's not, who really wants to get punched in the face at the end of the day. So for me, I just feel like we're a big group of misfits. We're a big family of misfits. We all have our
Amen.
own demons. And so let's help each other out, let's find each other, let's be there for each other, and again, especially us females, like, come on, right? Like, let's rise each other up and be there for each other, because we're not all in competition. Let's help each other get to the top.
It doesn't matter if you're a boxer or ring girl. Let's have
That's
all the
it.
women to lift up each other because we're all,
Exactly.
like you said before, we're all misfits, but we're also all badasses in many ways.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly, exactly. So, and I'm proud that you're a misfit. I'm proud to be a misfit myself. So,
Yep,
just
exactly.
of course, my next question. This is what I love about this conversation like that can help out so many people. Is that when it comes to this sport, is that we all have something that gets us through not only just fight camps, but of course for any sort of training camp. So, what's something that has helped you through those tough days at the gym?
I like to think about just the people that are super important to me that I want to make proud. So sometimes I'm actually, most of the time, I don't really do it for myself. I'm doing it to make my niece and my nephew hopefully proud one day. They're young, so my niece was just born and my nephew's almost 3 now, so they don't quite understand. But just the thought of them like being able to watch Auntie on TV one day and be like, "That's my aunt," and like be really proud of me, like that means a lot to me. So sometimes, I'll think about them or look at pictures of them. Also, like looking at the little girls that come in and watch us, like that's huge. That keeps me going. I want to make all my teammates and my coaches and all my coach. Like, I want to make everybody at Sunny's proud too. I know I'm representing that gym and the family that we have here, so it's really important for me to do my best and show up every day. And just to be honest, in general, like my family, like I do it and I think about all the people that love me and care about me and believe in me.
I think you're doing an amazing job. I mean, just by getting a chance to know you over like the last couple of months, ever since I got a chance to follow you and shout you out, I think you're doing every single person in your life proud, especially your gym, and of course supporters like myself, because if people are truly by your side, they will go through the high roads and go through rock bottom with you at times, but they'll
Yeah,
never stop being by your side. So if they're truly there, I mean, you got people that will lift you up in many ways. And I want to get a chance to tell you this before I do move on to my next question. I'm proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you because a
thank
lot
you.
of these fighters, even though they're fighting for your entertainment, just remember that, they're pretty much working their asses off just to become the best. They're putting their lives on the line just for your entertainment. So if you see boxers like her or any others out there, doesn't matter if they're amateur or pro, give them the respect that they deserve. Show them that, hey, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing because you'll never know how much it means to them at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And
Thank
of
you.
course, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. And of course, something that I'm always wondering when it comes to every fighter is that there's always certain individuals that we want to get a chance to face. So, is there anyone that you have in mind that you want to get a chance to face this year?
So for me, like I go in the gym and I train and I do what my coach tells me, and I have a great team that helps me figure out what the next step is. And so my best answer for that is whoever they put in front of me, I'm ready to fight. There's nobody in particular in my sights, but I will take on anyone that they advise me to take on.
Hey, if anybody's willing to step up, hey, step up because you never know what type of fight you're gonna have, to say the least.
That's it.
And of course, something that I had to message you about is that this is one of the toughest questions I ask all the women's fighters out there. Is that at the end of the day, we all want to get a chance to be recognized for something that we do for the sport. Me, I just want to get a chance to be recognized for being so kind and amazing to others, especially in my interviews. But for you, when it comes to boxing, it can be something different. So, what's something that you want to be recognized for during your time in boxing?
Um, I really want to be recognized for the fact that, you don't always have to be big, tough, and scary to make an impact in the sport. And when you meet me, and I'm sure, hopefully, you could tell just by our conversation, but I'm pretty soft spoken, and I find myself to be a pretty kind person, and I'm willing to help anyone in need. So you don't need to be big, mean, scary, and tough all the time to be a fighter. So, and the same sense goes to like looks. Looks, don't matter if somebody's good looking or if they're not or whatever. It doesn't affect the way that they fight, right? So don't judge a book by its cover in any way. So I would like to be remembered just for being a kind soul and but still kick your ass.
Hey, I mean, I look like a patchy caveman, so I could care less about how I look at the end of the day. But I think you're doing a tremendous job, to say the least. And by the way, before I move on to my final question, even though she has over 6,000 followers on Instagram, you guys can go get a chance to go follow her on Instagram at Shayna Foppiano, because I'm telling you, she's more than just this big badass that you see on there. I think you say with our conversation, she's sweeter than the other side of the pillow. So I mean, she's that
So
cool. So
thank
so
you.
go give her a follow and go hype her up, because trust me when I tell you is that there's many more incredible things, because trust me, she's been a part of the fight now for quite some time, and it's been a blessing and it's been amazing to get a chance to have her on here. And I hope that we get a chance to do more of this sometime later on down the road. And yeah, once we get a chance to see you fight for these titles, I better get an autograph for sure.
Oh, come on. Anytime.
Bet, bet. Of course, my final question is that there's something that we all want to achieve, this year. There's going to be a lot of goals that we have in mind that we want to get a chance to achieve. So, what's something that you want to get a chance to achieve this year?
Um, the most important thing for me is to continue to stay busy. But I would love an opportunity to fight for some sort of title, to get some sort of belt this year around my waist. The ultimate goal is to have a world title, but any sort of belt, whether if even if that doesn't come, I would love to win some sort of title this year in 2023.
I think 2023 is meant for Shayna to get a chance to wear some gold, to get a chance to look brighter than the sun. So yet, if there's anybody that has a belt on the line, hey, Shayna's ready. Give her a title shot, and she'll be ready to go. So I really hope you do get a chance to win a title this year. Doesn't matter what kind. I'm very excited, and of course, there's going to be many more incredible things coming your way. And of course, before we have your final thoughts and comments, I want to get a chance to tell you, just something I do. But right now, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to get a chance to have you on. But really, truly, though, is that I really think you're going to do so many incredible things. It's really beautiful to get a chance to listen to the story that you shared. It's not easy to get a chance to go from struggling with what you struggle with to be where you are, and I think it's really, really beautiful to get a chance to see the person not only inside the ring, but of course outside the ring. So really, truly, keep doing what you're doing. You're making so many others proud. You're making myself proud just by being a friend, being a supporter. So thank you for all that you do. With that being said, do you have any final thoughts or comments you want to say?
Um, I want to say I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate how much you've supported me since you started following me. You've been awesome, super kind. I appreciate your time. And I just want to say thank you to my family, my friends, my coach, Danny Oliver, my teammates. I want to say thank you to my sponsor, Perdomo. And just thank you for everyone who's supporting me and supporting female boxing in general, because you're the reason that we have the opportunities that we have. And so, yeah, I promise to keep working hard and making everyone proud. And yeah, thank you again for having me.
It's been awesome, and of course, once again, y'all, make sure you guys go follow her at Shayna Foppiano. I think next fight that you have, I would love to get a chance to sponsor you because you definitely deserve it. You definitely deserve so much. So I would love to get a chance to sponsor you for your next fight.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're very, very welcome. Of course, guys, make sure you guys go follow her. It's been an amazing time. I will send you this once when I get done. Thank you for all that you do, and I hope you have an amazing one. Okay.
Thank you so much. You too.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. That was Miss Shayna Foppiano, ladies and gentlemen. That was such an amazing interview to get a chance to hear the stories that she shared. Of course, how she started to where she is today. So beautiful, so amazing. Because, of course, such an amazing, strong soul. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here for our interview here at the Fight Now. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at the Fight Now. And if you guys want to go get yourself some merch, head on over to the link in my bio. Thanks to MMAtees.com. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to work on something with them. But hey, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jake, and if you guys like what you see, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Do not miss out on any fight out interviews, of course, on here or on Instagram. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jake representing the Fight Now, saying so long and have a great one.